All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. Look at us back in the saddle. It's been a couple weeks since we've been doing this together, so I'm feeling great. And hey,
Yeah.
good to see you too.
Same here, man. Good to see you as well. Thank you for covering for that time off. Really appreciate it. And yeah, man, good to be back, getting back into the swing of things. So, um, yeah, let's do it, friends. Let's start with our economic calendar, see what's going on there. Then we'll hop over into our gappers list and some fun stuff happening today that we saw yesterday. So we'll get into that, all that as well.
Yeah, we have some interesting news today. Some things that are moving. Could be an interesting economic day in that this morning we have first the U.S. trade deficit. Again, you guys have heard me sort of rant on this. It amuses me every time the U.S. economic picture comes out because every month there's another $80 billion or so that the government is overspending. So this month, the expectation was around 79 billion. Depends what number you look at. Looks like the number actually came out and it was negative 78.8 billion. So yeah. So, the U.S. is once again borrowing about $80 billion again this month from other foreign countries to pay for whatever it's spending it on. New bombs and guns and special interest groups and all that other stuff. At 10 o'clock, we do have job openings which are coming. That number, I don't expect too much out of that number, although there has been an increased focus on it because it's a sign of the economic health. The expectation is going to be about 8.1 million new job openings. If that happens, then we will, we'll be okay. If the number comes in significantly off of that, then as usual, right, we could see the market move. Factory orders is a lesser number. They're expected to see 5% growth. And then if you're trading in the afternoon, the U.S. Fed beige book is coming out. Nothing new typically comes out in the beige book, right? It's not about the news. What it's about at 2 o'clock is how the computers read the beige book and interpret the data and then move the market because they will automatically take trades right at 2 o'clock or very shortly thereafter. We're talking within seconds. And usually we see the market move and then reestablish itself at previous levels. That almost always happens. Now, there's never a guarantee. The market could do nothing. It could move significantly in a direction and hold that direction. However, usually what happens is the beige book moves the market in a big spike. When I say big, keep in mind it's big compared to the previous price action, right? If you look at the whole day, the spike might not be that big, but compared to the price action of the last hour or two leading up to that, it could be big. So just keep in mind, those are the numbers. So 10 o'clock for job openings, 2 o'clock for the beige book. That's what we got looking at today. And we'll get into some other news because there's some interesting news happening. There's political positioning happening. It's affecting some of the stocks we're trading. It's, we're welcome to September. This is the lead up now to the U.S. elections, which are important. And because it has a big impact on the market. The other thing that we're looking at is don't forget that coming up in little less than 2 weeks on the 18th of September, I guess it's almost exactly 2 weeks from today, we have the expected Fed rate announcement. Now, what's interesting to me on the Fed rate announcement, I don't have maybe I could, let's see, can we... Let's see if I can get a slide here for you while we're doing this. The interesting about the Fed rate announcement is as we go on in time, more and more analysts are expecting a bigger cut. And I find that interesting and it's potentially dangerous. So if we look here, it's now sitting at 41.59. 41% of the analysts out there are expecting basically a half a point cut, whereas 59% are expecting a quarter point cut. This has been moving more and more to the half point cut. Why is that interesting? Well, keep in mind the Fed has not cut rates yet, right? This is the first rate cut that the Fed has said that they're likely going to entertain. And if they don't cut the rates at all, the market will lose its mind. if they cut a quarter point, well, the more analysts that sort of think it's going to be more than that, they could be disappointed despite the fact that the rates reduce. So you might think a rate reduction would be good for the markets because that's the expectation. But if we're starting to price in a half point cut, a quarter point cut could mean that the markets drop even when that happens. So anyways, we'll have to see how these numbers change as we get closer and closer. Keep in mind, just 2 weeks ago, that number was more like 80-20, where 80% were expecting the quarter point, 20% were the half point. We see more analysts moving to that half point, which again means we could get market disappointment despite a rate cut. So we'll keep an eye on that because it's going to affect our trading, especially on that day, the 18th, right? When that announcement actually happens. Usually I think it's 2:00. Usually it's 2:00. But anyways, between now and then, don't worry about the rates. It's going to be all about what's moving in the market. And we're going to talk about those looking at the gappers list here this morning.
Yeah, absolutely, man. A lot going on. As we're just gearing up into the slowest, this is like one of the slowest months I was seeing on when it comes to trading, right? So hopefully things will gear up and give us good trading opportunity. I'll tell you what was not slow was yesterday. Look at the SPY here, big drop as you saw many stocks, like obviously the big one in the room that everybody's talking about, Nvidia, slide down drastically yesterday, all the way to 106 or so, right? 108, and today now looking at 105. So a lot of movement there, but the overall market's just sliding down yesterday. And if you look at my watches from yesterday, I have CLK, BA, Tesla, Nvidia, PFE, all in the red. So that should be interesting. Let's start with our gappers list. First one on deck is GTLB today. So GTLB down. Actually, no, not down. I'm so used to saying down from yesterday. But today's up. It's up 10%, 387,000 shares traded. So got a nice gap up here, but it's giving a lot back. The high was 52, and now we're down at 49.50. So has lost some of those gains this morning. This is JitLab. We've seen them before. I don't think I ever traded them in the past, but Peter, what's driving these guys north today?
JitLab, GitLab, however you say it. Yeah, it's they had earnings, it looks like, after the close yesterday. They beat their numbers and increased their guidance. So the market always likes when the guidance comes out higher than expected. You can see that big pop right after 4:00 yesterday, and then it's held most of those gains. The rest of the increase that it sort of did later in the evening, it's given back here this morning, but we're still at the point of the pop. And if we hold that into the open, it could be a good day for GTLB. So, I think that this is one that I have watched on occasion. The volume is typically a little low. So just keep that in mind that we have decent volume this morning, almost 400,000 shares, but its average daily volume is under 2 million in terms of traded shares. So this could die off very quickly. So if you want to put this on your list, by all means, just you might want to trade it early because I think that volume could drop off fast.
Yeah. I'm not sure what to do on this one. I'll probably keep it on secondary. Again, it is moving today. It does has volume. So we'll put GTLB. And then let's see how the market open looks. Again, I never traded it before. I know it's been in play plenty of times. But it always seems to be something better to look at when this one is in play. So I haven't not had an opportunity. I remember this one being very active even before I went on vacation. ASTS, and it is back here on this list, 5.3 gap up this morning, 527,000, and it looks like we had some good action on it from the 13, 14 or so to about the 23rd. Then it kind of just went sideways for a little bit, but we're back on the map here again today. Peter, what's driving this one this morning?
Yeah, it just seems to have been in motion. This is one that Jared told us we need to take a look at. And there's not really any news, and there hasn't been for about 2 weeks now. It just seems to have been caught people's attention. The volume have increased higher. If you take a look back at the daily chart, you can see when that volume spiked back at the 15th, and it's held it largely, though it's moving back to sort of previous volume levels. Yeah, I think, in play, if you like to play it. No particular news moving it today. It's just jumping up and down depending on what the market's doing on any given day.
Yeah, this is up now 6.2, continues to climb, making a new pre-market high there. I gotta say, it definitely has potential. It's at 31 now. It's been up as high as 38 in the past couple of weeks, so it could be interesting. I'm going to put it on a secondary as well. I might move this up depending how our gap down list looks like this morning. but we'll put this here on a secondary for now. Up 6.3. Volume continues to climb on that one. That covers our gap up list this morning, friends. Peter, on your end, as far as gapping up, do you have anything you like today?
Gapping up. Well, interestingly, what's gapping up this morning is X, U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel's in the news. Harris, presidential candidate Harris, she came out and said that she was not in favor of the deal, but U.S. Steel has fired back pretty quickly, saying, "Well, you know what? You may not like the fact that U.S. Steel, a proud, United States corporation for many decades slash centuries, has been in operation and selling out to a Japanese company, but we need their investment dollars. If we don't get the $3 billion worth of funding they've promised us as part of the deal, we may have to close our flagship Pittsburgh plant." And as we know, Steel Town, right? I mean, if Pittsburgh loses the U.S. Steel plant, that would be a huge hit to the city and the region, and it puts the U.S. in an interesting position, right? Usually, the U.S. doesn't like selling off sort of crown jewels or signature assets to foreign entities. However, if no one else is willing to invest in them, I mean, you take the money where it comes, right? If you need to do that for survival. So U.S. Steel sort of jumping up a little bit this morning, not much. It's only up about 1% on relatively low volume, but this is after a big down day yesterday. So in the news, either way, I think this is going to be in play today. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to give good trading opportunity, right? I mean, this is a good old, it sort of trades like a railway. Not really, doesn't typically get a lot of movement, but of course, with all of, this long run acquisition that's been in process for, geez, I don't even know how long, almost a year now. I think they've been talking about it without having closed it yet. It's maybe it'll move, but that's the news anyways. US Steel says they need the $3 billion from the Nippon Steel acquisition to be able to keep the Pittsburgh plant alive. And that's got, of course, people politically active as well as, of course, financially trying to assess what the future holds for X. So that's the only thing I had gapping up. Everything else oddly is moving down, even with good news.
Yeah. X could be in play today. Again, doesn't look great right now pre-market, but I'm gonna keep it off my list. I haven't had any good trading on this one. I know that if the government says they're gonna step in and provide some of those funds, this will go insane because that's secure dollars. But right now, I'm gonna keep it off my list for sure.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at no AMD, Peter. No, I think Peter hasn't got to his AMD. He was just talking just a gap up yet, but we'll get to Peter's list and right after the
AMD is gapping up. I mean, I didn't want to be selfish on that because I wasn't here trading yesterday, so I don't know what it did yesterday. It looks like it had a down day with the rest of the market. It is interesting that it is the only semiconductor moving up when everything else is gapping down today. So I don't know what that means. Anybody watch it? How did AMD trade yesterday? It looks like if you just got in short and held,
Yeah.
you had a good day.
It was a short day for sure, which I know you love to short things. Yesterday would have been your day, man. Everything was just so weak. So you saw a lot of selling yesterday. Again, overall, SPY is driving things down, and the semis kind of leading it, and especially Nvidia had probably one of its worst days in a long time. Let's take a look at some of the stuff on the gap down this morning. ZS Scalar is on here. These guys are down 16.5, 291,000. Looks like they started selling off last night, so maybe some news. I'm not sure if earnings is still happening. There could be some trickling in here, but definitely down quite a bit. Peter, anything driving ZS this morning?
Yeah, Zscaler. Anyway, they provided some guidance that the market was really not happy with. The market was expecting Zscaler to hold to their forecast estimates. Instead, they came out outside of their regular cycle and had to call off of their guidance, and that resulted in a couple of downgrades and a lot of concern over people trimming their portfolio maybe on Zscaler if they are not going to be hitting their targets. So it's feeling that crunch today. I mean, obviously everything had a bad day yesterday, but Zscaler, you can see as of the market close, when they sort of announced that pullback of their guidance, that's when they really had the drop, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to recover much of that today. So we'll see what happens with it, but this is This used to be fun to trade many a moon ago. I don't know. I haven't honestly looked at it in quite a while. It looks like its average daily volume is around 1.5 million shares, 1.4. So yeah, it's not a big volume trade. So I'd have to see a lot more volume coming into it for me to put it on my active list, right? I'd want to see over 1 million shares by 9:30, ideally, but that would be unlikely. I mean, yesterday I see that we had a big day with, but even then, there's only about 4.8 million shares traded. So yeah, be careful with this if you want to trade it. You may find the order flow a little less than ideal.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'll keep it off my list. Hopefully, somebody else watches it. And if you see something, let us know. But we'll keep that one off for now. DLTR is another one that's gapping down 11%, 466,000 shares traded. We know this one very well. It's Dollar Tree. Very light volume. Today could be their day, though. This is a nice gap down. They normally don't move like this. So maybe today they can trade well. But every time I watch this stock, Peter, I'm not sure about your experience, the volume is just so low every single time, and it doesn't provide really great trading opportunities. So, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, and it's spotty. It doesn't move when you think it should. I've struggled to trade this as well. I mean, they do have news. They had earnings this morning, and it was not a good 3 months for them. Their quarter was pretty low. They missed both their revenue and their bottom line earnings, and they've called off their guidance for the full year. So, if ever there was a time potentially to trade DLTR, it would be this morning, like you're saying, Carlos. So the volume is still a little low this morning, under 500,000 shares traded. I could potentially watch it. This is one of those weird ones I find that is on. It trades on the Nas. Sorry, on the Nasdaq, but it trades like a NYSE stock. It trades like a New York Stock Exchange stock a little bit, which throws me off, I guess, when I'm watching it. I like nice, smooth price action you normally get with the tech type stocks that trade on the Nasdaq, and this doesn't always provide that. So I'll probably put it on my list just because I keep hoping it's going to do something fun. But yeah, it's not good news. This is it's very, very depressed stock this morning.
Yeah, I'll leave this one alone as well. Let's throw it to the next one. It's going to be CleanSpark. CleanSpark was down yesterday, down today again. It was the only real cryptocurrency that was actually down. The rest were not moving a whole lot. But I do see Mara on this list this morning, so they're making their way here with some volume. They're down 1.8, 504,000 shares trade after sliding off yesterday. And we also have, I saw Mara poke his head here, then disappeared. But Mara also down right around 2%. So it's on and off our list at the moment, 552,000 shares traded. So both in play this morning. Going back to CLSK, I forget the news. We mentioned it yesterday, if you guys remember. I'm not sure how well this is going to trade. If we look at it yesterday, again, it traded very well. But it's hard to give it enough credit because everything was sliding, right? There were so many great opportunities, AMD, Nvidia, that you could have traded. Tesla, right? We haven't talked about Tesla. Also a nice short into the day there. So, Peter, CLSK, anything you like on this one? And you don't really like crypto like that, do you? As far as the
No,
stocks to trade, right?
I don't.
Not your
I
thing.
typically
Yeah.
find that they're more difficult to trade. I'm just checking out the news as I'm getting caught up here. Is there another Bitcoin halving event coming up? Looks like there might be.
The halvings. This reminds me of, what was that called?
Halving.
Like the movie where
The
people go killing each other on that one day. What's that movie
Purge.
called?
The
The
Purge.
Purge. The Halving. Sounds something like that.
It
Yeah.
does. It does feel like that, eh? This is, anyways. Yes, the halving when they start to play around with Bitcoin. I mean, these are scheduled known events. I actually don't know when the next one's happening, but I just see it mentioned in a couple of news articles that would affect all of the Bitcoin miners equally in terms of the halving event. And the halving basically is the amount that they earn per Bitcoin mined drops. That's sort of why it's called the halving, because it drops in half. It's happened a few times, which means it just becomes less lucrative to mine new Bitcoin. They purposely want to make it more and more difficult as you get towards the limit of the available Bitcoin, but it's sort of an interesting it's an interesting process. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't see any other news. If there was news you were talking about on CleanSpark yesterday, then I'm missing it. So
Yeah. Again, I don't not in love with it, so I'm not gonna have it on here. But I will be aware of Clean Spark and Mara and anything in Bitcoin. If we do get some moves there, we can definitely take advantage of. Let's look at ASML this morning. Oh, that's ugly. Pre-market right now only 154,000 shares traded. Should not be on our list, but it is capping down 4.5. So it made it here somehow. But the volume on this is just so light. Higher price stock. I could imagine only what the spread would look like on this. So yeah, shouldn't be on our list. I don't like it. Gonna move on for this.
Yeah, the
Let's take
news isn't
yeah. Go ahead.
great. I mean, they did have a
Yeah.
downgrade and a pretty big downgrade from UBS, but yeah, downgrades don't typically give good trading opportunity.
Yeah, and again, just this one is just a brutal stock, man. Volume is so low and everything else doesn't look great. Let's head down over to IREN, and this is Iris Energy. It's moving a little bit here, down 2.3, 363. I don't really like the way this one trades. Every time it comes across my list here, I usually avoid it. Today, I don't see nothing exciting or different than what I normally don't like about this. So yeah, I'm not excited to have it on the list here. Peter, anything on this one?
No, I don't have anything on that.
Okay, let's move on. Friends, Intel. Let's look at Intel, and this is probably going to spark us to look at Nvidia. Intel this morning down 2.5. Love the volume, 2.6 million shares traded. Sold off yesterday. Everything sold off yesterday, but today they're selling off quite aggressive here. So anything on going on, Peter, on this one? I am going to add this to my
Yeah,
list. I do like it this morning.
well, there have been a few hit pieces written about Intel. First off, people are saying that Intel is sort of a laggard when it comes to all of these AI advanced chipsets compared to an Nvidia and AMD, which are at the top of the pile. I mean, Intel used to be like the chip to go to, right? And it looks like they've certainly they're tarnished. Their reputation is tarnished. Also, Broadcom, it looks like, did some testing of their chipset and was very disappointed at the results. In fact, they failed the benchmark test that Broadcom had set for their chips, and of course that is a problem for them if a company like Broadcom is saying, yeah, your chips aren't passing our bench test. So we'll see if that news continues to take Intel down. You can see that. I mean, look at this daily chart, right? They had this big drop right at the beginning of August, but they've been in a pretty tight range ever since. So if they break out below 19, I mean, look out. It could be a lot of movement lower if they break through that, because people that might be holding on, hoping that it just stabilizes and moves higher, would give it up, and this thing could drop significantly, because you go back on the daily chart, it gets ugly after that. But I don't, there's no indication particularly that's going to happen today, right? I mean, it could happen. It could happen today, but I don't know necessarily that it happened today. And again, I'm just going back here on the chart. Like, if we drop below that 19, the last time we would be that low then is, oh my God, I got to go back like more than a dozen years. Like, we're talking 2010. It looks like the last time we were in this price range. So yeah, it could be ugly for Intel if we drop again that $19 level. So
Yeah, if I'm looking at the monthly, man, look how steep the decline has been, how aggressive. Because Intel doesn't move a whole lot, but the last couple of months has really just been taking some big hits here. Like here, this month was really bad. Uh, August was horrible. You can see that there as well. And then this month's not starting out great. So I like
yeah.
Intel today. I'm going to add it to my list. I like the volume I'm seeing. I think it's worth taking a look at to see how that level is going to perform. As you mentioned, 19 being a very key level for Intel this morning. So we'll be watching that. Looking at the rest of our list here, we have a little time, so might as well go through all of them. FRO, no, that's garbage. We'll move on from that. Let's look at Mara. We talked about already. Yeah, there's the truck. Roll that out. MSTR. And this is also not looking great. This is MicroStrategy, so another one that you can watch. But again, that also is not looking a whole lot of fun. I'd rather watch something else like Nvidia, which we talked about, but we did not add. I'm going to add that one on here. I think they wiped out 276 billion yesterday, or yeah, 276 billion.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
I was
possible.
not sure about that. I was like, what? These guys just
Yeah.
wipe out billions like that? It's
Well, when you're
wild,
a
man.
when you
Uh,
were a $3 trillion
when you
company,
were,
then
yeah. It's just wild, man. So yeah, so there they are. They're going to be in play today. Obviously, already 12.7 million shares traded. So massive volume, great pre-market activity. They traded very well yesterday. Though. They had great volume. They were not difficult to trade. They were not choppy. They were just a short the entire time. So that was very nice. Peter, we talked about AMD. Is the only one that's slightly gapping up this morning. That's
yeah.
interesting. I think it's worth watching today. So they're up 2.5. I'm going to add that to my list as well. And Peter, before we get to the chat, what else do you like? We talked about AMD. We talked about Nvidia. What else is on your list this morning?
Well, I only had two others that we haven't talked about yet that had earnings. One was because we mentioned DLTR. I don't think we talked about Dick's Sporting Goods (DKS). They had earnings this morning that I was watching. They oddly had they sort of had a good quarter. They're gapping down this morning, but they beat their numbers in the quarter. They did raise their guidance, but not as much as analysts had hoped. So they raised their guidance above what they had said they were going to do previously, but the analyst estimates were still higher than that. So basically, their new guidance is still lower than the estimate because the analysts, of course, know what the company is going to do better than the company itself. You can, yes, sense my sardonic tone in that. So I don't know. I just anyway. So they're gapping down despite doing the right stuff, and they had some good news. That being said, the Dicks, like a lot of them, are saying the U.S. election cycle. They're a little concerned that the economy may slow after the election, no matter what happens. Their guidance is cautious. They are, they did again raise it from what they had, but not as much as the analysts are thinking. Thinking the analysts are off base with how much the economy is going to be impacted because of the elections. So we'll see what happens here. But Dick's gapping down this morning. The other one that it was gapping down a few minutes ago, now it's up, is Ciena Systems, CIEN. Ciena Systems is they make telecom equipment, and basically a lot of the telecom service providers are cutting back on their orders. That being said, they did beat their numbers in the quarter, but their guidance is only ho-hum. They have not changed their guidance, but we can see slowdowns have happened in their business. Again, they beat their numbers, but this is actually a lower delivered result this quarter than it was the same year, this quarter last year. So they had already sort of forecasted that. We already knew that they were going to have a worse year this year than last year. So that was built into the number, but they are gapping up slightly despite having been down for most of the morning. So not a big volume trader, but it was on the earnings slate. So I thought I'd mention it. Those are the only ones I had. I mean, all the others are stuff that you guys know and love, right? Tesla, we haven't talked about Tesla this morning. Looks like it had not as bad a day as the semiconductors, but still had a down day yesterday, and volume is pretty light this morning, only 800,000 shares, which is fairly low for Tesla in the pre-market. And then Apple is also, I noticed, very low this morning with only 300,000 shares traded. Also had a pretty bad day yesterday. So there you go. That's what I got. Interesting.
There it
Apple
is.
was the only retail store. So I spent the long weekend in Nashville, Tennessee, with my girls, and we had a lot of fun in Nashville. Like I got my little souvenir Nashville T-shirt. I decided to wear here for you this morning. But it was interesting to me that right in like it's bar, fast food joint, Apple Store. Apple Store was the only retail establishment to be on this entire strip. It was interesting to me that they're paying for that prime real estate to have an Apple Store right in that area. So, I mean, I guess we know that, right? That's their model. They got to be they always like to be where the action is. But I always wonder if that's like a good move for them. Like, nobody's buying an Apple product on vacation. And if you're a local, I'm told that the locals in Nashville, they will go nowhere near that end of Broadway. It's sort of like if you live in Vegas, you do not go near the Strip. So I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
It was a
It's
big,
like
pretty
if you live here
store.
in New York City, you don't really go downtown, unless you have to go
Yeah.
into the city. You're just not going in there. But when tourists comes, it's the first thing you want to go is downtown. So yeah, I get that. Um, all right, friends. Let's see what you guys like this morning. Well, let's look in our chat here. Bearable Traders. Peter, glad you had some fun there. Peter, are you coming down to Boston? So I got invited to Boston. Andrew's going to be there by our good buddy John. John is having a meetup in Boston October 25th. So you should come down, man. I think it'll be fun.
I haven't been invited, so if this is an invite, I guess I could. Boston, it's not that far. I mean, it's about a 7-hour drive from here, so I could drive it or fly it. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a
well,
while
it's not.
since I've been to
If you
Boston.
do decide to fly, don't take that airline that made you crazy go somewhere else or got canceled or got delayed. Don't use them. use a good airline if you're gonna come down here. Um, let's see, friends. In our chat this morning, where's our chat? I'm looking for my chat. There it is. Here we go, guys. Let's see what you guys got going on. So in our chat today, ASTS gapped up. Yeah, I do have that on my secondary. Good volume. Oh, look, gapped up some more. Yeah, I'm 32.76 now. It's the high on
Wow.
ASTS. So up 9.7. Yeah, I'll add it to my main list. This could be fun today. This could be fun. Again, my hopes are not really high on that one. It doesn't trade very well. It has had some good trading days, so some really exceptional volume, especially on the 15th and the 16th of August, and you can see how that reacted there. Today could be one of those days. It's setting up on the daily to be that if we can get
Well,
good volume and good continuation.
it's the closest thing we have to a meme stock these days, since our other meme stocks. Remember good old GME, AMC. I mean, they're trading
Yeah.
virtually no volume right now. So GME is like it's dead. Even look at the daily on GME; like it has gone nowhere for 3 months now. So, Roaring Kitty had their moment in the sun, tried to rejuvenate things. If you remember back at the beginning of the summer, around it was
Yeah.
June or
Yeah.
May or June, whenever that
It was
was.
June. Yeah, right
Yeah.
here.
Well, it might have been a little bit before that. If you go back just a smidgen,
Oh
there's
yes, yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh
yeah.
man, look at
Because remember
that.
there was,
That's
I
right.
think it
That's
was
right.
like it was the first release of that. Hey, I'm in this big, and then there was he tried to like do it again, and it didn't really work out. But anyways, whatever happened, because I think in June was the expiry of those options that he'd had, and anyways, I look. Whatever, it's been dead ever since. So yeah, so we're looking for a new meme stock. Maybe ASTS is it. It's time to get in there and join all of your AP friends and trade ASTS. I'm not
Yep,
recommending that, by the way.
absolutely.
I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear that
Absolutely.
the pre-market show, Carlos and Peter take no responsibility for any trades you take. If you take a trade against ASTS, it is not our responsibility. Please do not listen to anything we say when making trading decisions. It's up to you to make your own trading decisions, and we will not be liable. There you go. That's our
There it
fine
is.
print
I
for this
love it.
morning.
I love it. When you hear that in the radio, they're going so fast, like, what the heck are you
That's
saying?
right.
But that's a disclaimer for you. What's not
Yeah.
a disclaimer is today is Wednesday. I said it was Tuesday because I thought, we were off on Monday, so I thought it was Tuesday. But no, it is Wednesday. So that means it is laptop day, guys. So happy Wednesday to everybody out there over on YouTube. Also in our chat, if you have not hit that thumbs up, please do so. We need to get to 500 likes. I'm checking right now to see how much we have. And Andrew, when he comes on a little bit later, he's going to be giving a laptop away. So we need 500 likes. We're sitting at 155. We have 530 watching. So again, for the laptop to take place, 500 likes is needed. So hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate it. And also subscribe. We're sitting at 560,000 subscribers. We need to get to 1 million to be able to give that Tesla away. So let's make sure we do that. All right,
We had
friends. Now let's look at what you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
we had this big jump in subscribers, and then it sort of leveled off. So yeah, we want new people to come and join and
New
experience it
fresh
and trade the
blood.
open with us. The markets are great. I mean, I love trading the markets. It's so much fun. So hopefully you will join us here and then trade the markets every day.
Yeah,
And you can get a
absolutely.
laptop. Look at
200.
Lewis, who remember Lewis and his great video after he
Lewis,
won the
yeah.
laptop. He's in the chat room here saying you could win a laptop just like him. So there you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lewis. Appreciate that.
It's funny when you see those videos. Hey, you can win a laptop just like me, but this is actually real. You actually can win a laptop.
Yeah,
it's not a scam. You can win one.
yeah.
All
Like
right, friends, let's take a look.
they're real.
They're happening. Let's take a look at the chat room here. Tesla, we have it on deck, so that's good. What else you guys like this morning that maybe we have not mentioned yet? We'll take a look quickly here. GameStop we have on deck. W or not on deck, but we looked at it. WISA. What is the WISA? Okay, penny stock. If you're a penny stock trader, this is moving up 66%, 25 million, hard to borrow. This doesn't fall anywhere into my stock selection, right? But it is in play. I won't be watching it, but if you are this type of trader, heavily in play, tons of volume, should be on your list today. I'll skip it on mines. Thanks, Joy, for mentioning that one. What else we have here, friends? Take a quick look. JitLab, we do have. I have it on my secondary. It is up 12%, really in play today. We'll have to see how that plays out. RZA, isn't that like a rock band or a group? What is RZA? I have no idea what that is, but
I don't see a stock name
it
there.
sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't see a stock name, so it's not that. We know that there now. But let's look at BKNG. Or did
No,
you meet
no, RZA. Isn't that like
BKNG?
a singer or something? RZA. Anyways.
What is RZA? It is a rapper. See,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
connected with the New
it's
York
a
group, man.
rapper from
Yeah,
the Wu
there you go.
Tang Clan. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm in stock mode, so I was not in a rap mode yet, but yeah, there
Damn,
it is.
RZA's
So
even older than
that's not
me.
coming up.
Look at that.
He is older than you, Peter?
He is by about by just over a year. So
Okay.
he was
Yeah,
born in
yeah.
1969.
There you go. Looking at it, BKNG this morning. No volume, guys. So, did you mean DKNG? Do you mean Donkey Kong DraftKings?
Yeah.
That has no volume either, so that's not looking good. We'll skip on that one. Tesla, we do have, so that's good there. Can you send a laptop to Argentina? Yes, we can send a laptop anywhere around the world. So just probably not send it, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work
Yeah.
somehow. But yeah, definitely doesn't matter where you are. We'll get something to you. Delta, no, not really in play. No volume. We'll leave that one alone for now. Let's see what else. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that is all we have. Friends, let's get to our community events and announcements. You can always see what's happening by checking bearbootraders.com. Click on webinars. And once you're on the webinars, you are going to be able to see everything that's happening for the next 2 weeks. We had a great onboarding class yesterday at 7. If you missed it, because I know we usually do it on Mondays, we'll do it again this Monday at 8 p.m. But it's a good class, Peter. We had a nice group that turned out, and it was a lot of fun. So Peter's going to walk you through what's happening for today, which is Wednesday. Yeah, here we go.
Wednesday. Wisdom Wednesday. Wisdom Wednesday. We always talk psychology on Wednesdays, and today is no exception. We got a couple of neatly named webinars and good focused webinars coming up in the next couple of weeks. Dr. Kenneth Reed is on tonight at 8 o'clock, so we're back to usual time on these after having some different timed webinars over the previous few weeks. Back to 8 p.m. Eastern time, so that's market time, and this one's called the Rain Man Factor. We're going to talk with a trader who sort of relatively new to trading, but their approach, what they've learned, how they've created themselves a very positive trading space, and you're going to talk about what he calls the Rain Man Factor. So Dr. Kenneth Reed's presentations are always interesting. That should be a great one tonight. Next week, we're going to have a relatively new presenter for us. Wesley Altman is going to be here talking with the journey to mental resilience. So again, your mental state is so important when you're trading. This is not you versus the markets. This is you versus you. It's about managing your mental state. If you can do that, you can be successful trading over the long term. So next week's webinar, which is happening on the 11th of September, 8 o'clock usual time, will be led by Wesley and talk about that journey to mental resilience. But hopefully you'll attend tonight's. I'm looking forward to that. Looking to dial that one in with Dr. Reed at 8 o'clock tonight. If you wanted to join us here at Bearable Traders anytime, we'd love to have you, because then you get to watch these types of webinars. If you join, now the intro offer just gives you access to the onboarding classes, but the chat room all day, right? You can watch the chat room for an entire week. See if this is the type of community you want to be part of. If it is, then you could join us using basic or elite monthly package. The Elite Annual is the best deal, which I noticed we don't even have up there because you wouldn't want to do that. The better deal is the Diamond Annual membership, which gives you not only everything that is normally in the Elite Annual, that's our normal package. This also includes a $50,000 trading account. You get $50,000 worth of buying power. You can trade in it. It's a simulator. However, if you actually are net positive and follow the rules that we have built in there. Now, you could just use this as a simulator and trade however you want, right? There's no restrictions. Trade however you want. But if you traded following some rules we set up, which limits just, no penny stocks, you need to trade consistently, et cetera, et cetera. Take a look at our website and you get all the details of the rules. But then you can get paid out. You can get paid out whatever profits you actually make. Andrew's willing to take that risk in you. And then if you can prove yourself to be a strong, committed and consistently profitable trader, which is what we're looking to develop here, then he's going to reward you for that by paying out the actual profits that you make. So check out the rules and details on that. But it's a great deal either way because you get that funded, or you get a simulator account plus the 1-year annual membership for only $14.99. So it's a great deal. Check it out. VariableTraders.com. All right, place to go. Carlos, it's good being back here. I've got to say, it's very stressful doing what you do. I'm happy to be back in this seat because I had all sorts of special guests while you were gone, and they were fantastic. They did a great job.
I saw some of those. They're awesome.
Yeah. And
they're awesome. I mean,
be back here because,
you like that seat.
Yeah, I do. It was a lot of work. You got to get the charts. You got to think of what's going. You got to sort of direct me here. I just follow your lead. That's much easier.
I got to tell you, I logged in a couple of times. I logged in a couple of times to look at you and all the guests you had. Megan, you had Lenny at one point. John was on a few times, and It was nice. It was nice to sit there and I was having a coffee with everybody was still kind of waking up in the household, and to hear the pre-market show and to see other new faces, that was nice. If you got the people that get to watch us every day, this is pretty cool, especially if you get to watch Megan, you get to watch you, Peter. This is nice. This is nice. I really enjoyed it. It was nice having the cup of coffee and seeing you guys do your thing. So I was telling the team yesterday that I got to talk to production. You can't bring people that look better than me and are better than me to the show as my substitution. That's not good for my career move here, right? So we got to be careful when we do stuff like that. But no, really, you guys did an amazing job, and it was awesome. All right, for those asking, I am still in my living room setup. My office is missing a rug. It's missing the windows. They're supposed to come on the 5th, which is tomorrow, to install it. But you know how these guys are. They say, yeah, it's coming, and I expect by the end of next week is my realistic expectation. So can't wait to be there. I have the family hostage in the master bedroom right now. They're all upstairs. They can't come down because if not, there'll be kids running all over the place here. I think my daughter's probably in the couch somewhere there. She's 11, so she can stay there. But the other two, they're havoc. But yeah, friends, great list. Let's see what's happening with our moderators, right? So actually, no, we're missing one thing. That's levels. So yeah, I'm a little rusty. I'm going to get to the swing of things very quickly here. But levels, before we do that, we'll look at our moderators. I see Andrew's already in chat room, ready to go. One more reminder, today is laptop day, so make sure you hit that thumbs up. We need 500. We're a little bit short of that, only 319. Once we get to 500, that laptop giveaway will be definitely taking place at between 10 o'clock and 10:30. All right, let's take a look at Intel. Intel right now, low of the pre-market. We like this one. Good volume, down quite a bit today. When it gets volume, it can trade very well. When it selects a direction, it can even be a lot more fun. So hopefully it picks a direction and goes and gives you a good continuation. 1945 is the low of the pre-market. We move over to the left. We talked about this 19 level around here, right? We haven't hit below that in a very, very long time. So if this thing continues to slide, that's going to be interesting. 1902 is the level I'm going to have towards the bottom here. And then towards the top, we do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. All you need to add up here is going to be this pre-market high sitting at 2039. So once you put that there, you are set and good to go. Next is going to be our good buddy Nvidia. I mean, the volume every morning is just higher and higher. Yesterday we were at 9.9, just right before the pre-market open. I think we might have hit 10 million, but now we're at 13 million. So volume is even increasing more than yesterday. 104. Wow, we hit 104. Yeah, guys, 104.25 is the low of the pre-market on Nvidia. So this thing just taking a massive drop yesterday and continuing to to leak a little bit even this morning, down 1.6. As far as levels, pre-market highs and lows, we dropped so much they're all the way up here above 115. We need some levels in between there, and I got the perfect one for you. It's going to be right over here, 112.23. I mean, you can see all the flirting going on right around that level. You definitely want to have that on your charts. And then below that, we get to the previous day close and the pre-market low for this morning. If we were to lose that 104 that we hit this morning, it's going to be down to 99, which we hit beginning of August. If you guys remember that, we went all the way down to 91. So that looks like a potential if we continue to slide the way we're doing here. So Nvidia looking good, tons of volume, 14 million now. It's just insane. AMD is heading the opposite direction. They're actually up 2.7. So this makes them even more interesting, man. The fact that they're doing good here aside, instead of Nvidia and a lot of the other semis. High of the pre-market, 140.69 is a good level there. Towards the bottom, the low is going to be just slightly below the previous day close at 136.32. And you can see this level that here the previous day close, a very, very strong level. A lot of support and resistance here for AMD. So that's that 136.32. You definitely got to have that on your charts. That can be important if we do decide to head lower. 131.96, another great one here, 128. And if we really crap things here, 121.96 could be a level. But again, that's far out. We'd really need to mess up to get AMD to go that low. Tesla is kind of not down a whole lot, but you do got a little bit of volume, 889. They did sell off yesterday with a lot of the tech stocks. Low of the pre-market, 207.33. And once you do that, I mean, you're surrounded by so many levels here. I don't want to get this too congested. Towards the top, you do have the highs and lows of the last two trading days, the previous day close as well. And then towards the bottom, we do have 202. It's a good level there. I think once you mark those, you're pretty much set on Tesla. ASTS, normally not a stock that I watch, and I'm still going to be very, very cautious because I think stocks like this one, the 5-minute RB could be very hard to trade, and that's my go-to strategy every morning. So towards the bottom, we do have a previous day close, the low for the last two trading days, especially this one here. Look how big that 28 level is. We've been stuck in a range, looking to break out this morning. Low of the pre-market is basically the high of yesterday, so that's set for you there as well. And then just mark the high of a pre-market at 32.76. If we were to continue here, good level is going to be at 34.68. We'll slam one there, and then right up here at a 37.06 is another good one for ASTS. Good volume, 1.5 of 10%. Pre-market looks good. It looks very, very good. Looks promising. Can that continue into the market open is what we want to see. And my only secondary for today is GitLab or GitLab or however you say this. It's on here. We'll see if this is going to do anything for us, but I'm not a big fan. It is in play today, but we'll have to see how the market open treats that one. All right, excellent, friends. That is what we have. Let's see what our moderators are looking at this morning, and then we'll wrap it up and hand it over to our good buddies Andrew and Brian, which are trading live this morning.
Oh, that's me. That's my
That's
cue.
you, Peter.
Sorry.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So you're going to see a lot of common things on the list, but we'll start with Lenny with AMD, Nvidia, Intel, but very semiconductor heavy here. DLTR, ASAN, that's something we looked at, ASAN. Zscaler we looked at, and then, of course, ASTS. So a lot of tech and semis there. Thor, Nvidia, Tesla, the SPY, the Qs, and of course his futures. Andrew's looking at ASTS, DLTR, Nvidia, AMD, and SOXL. So that's a market tracking stock there, a long directional daily one. Megan's looking at just Nvidia and ASTS, keeping it tight. Avi is looking at Tesla, AMD, and Nvidia, and Eamon's got one, Intel, for a potential long. Interesting. Looking for Intel to go long. If it does, he'll be ready. There are no IPOs or new releases going today, so nothing to report there. Pierre is looking for Nvidia, Tesla, Intel, AMD, and PLTR. Brendan, Nvidia, AMD, ASTS, and Tesla. I have got, well, no surprises here, right? AMD, Nvidia, ASTS, and Dollar Tree. Brian's looking at AMD. I think that must be Tesla, Nvidia, GitLab, and Zscaler. And then Phil, last but not least, Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, and SMCI. SMCI, I used to say never traded it. While you were gone, Carlos, I did actually trade this. I had a fantastic day, as I was telling people on this. This was a day that I traded 20 shares, and made almost $1,000 on it because it dropped like $80. So, I was telling everyone, you don't have to trade big size. It's about managing your risk appropriately. And, my risk dictated that I could only take that many shares, but with the drop being that big, it turned out to be a fantastic trade. So anyways,
Nice.
manage your size today, everybody, no matter what you do, right? It's all about risk management over the long run. I want you to trade smart. I want you to be here with us this time next year and the year after and the year after that as you're trading for the long term and making yourselves good, solid, regular gains, right? So let's work on that together, and we'll have a good day, week, and month. So with that, I think we got some live traders out there. Carlos, this is...
and Lenny's going to be talking about volume, volatility, gap, PM price action, and catalyst. So some of the things that he looks for his pre-market preparation. And it's great to see how others traders prepare. Lenny's going to be on today at 10:30, so don't miss that. And also stick around. I see here Brian is on. Good morning, Brian. Andy should be on next.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carlos. Good morning, Peter.
Morning. Last reminder before we sign off here, don't forget about the economic events today that we mentioned to you a little bit earlier, right? So at 10 o'clock today, we've got the job openings, the so-called JOLTS number, right? That's coming out at 10. Again, I expect less focus on this than normal, but you got to keep an eye on it because sometimes it can move the market. We'll see what happens at 10. You guys love the little news update. I'll come back with a news update for that. And then 2 o'clock is the Fed Beige Book. Again, this is what the computers are going to react to. So if you're in a trade or contemplating one, it also could be a time to jump in, right? Because typically the market leaps and then moves back to where it was. But again, you never know what's going to happen. So just keep those two times in your head today, 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Trade smart.
Excellent. Trade smart, guys. SPY right now slightly down, and looking forward to Nvidia and some of these semis. So take care, friends. We're going to hand it off to Brian. Andrew will be on shortly. So have a great trading day. Remember, laptop day, hit that thumbs up. We're at 395. Do I hear 400 here? Let me see. Let me just check.
Yeah, when Andrew gets here, he's going to be asking for those numbers so you can give away some laptops. So yeah, just give her a whole click. Secure your spot in the draw.
396. We're almost getting there. All right, it's going back and forth. All right, guys. Take care. Brian, good luck trading today. We'll talk to you guys in chat. Have a good one.
I see. This is my first time seeing Andrew. Wind-burned face from the desert. Hello, Andrew.
All right. Good morning, everybody. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You guys can hear me, I hope.
Yep.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect. All right. So what we do have is we're going to give a laptop today. Maybe we give two if we get to 1,000 and because the last week we didn't give it. And you guys need to like the video to be part of the laptop. So this is very important to be part of that. So you need to like. It's not that I'm begging for no reason. I'm begging for your own good. So yesterday was really bad. They say wake means October. That's what people usually investors say. In September is the worst month for trading, and then there is a saying that says, "Please wake me up in October." So we started really bad yesterday. However, the September has been historically a bad month because of the 9/11 and also Lehman Brothers collapsed in September. So the reason that usually we get bad ones is because of that.
The financial crisis, as they say. So Nvidia seems to be still selling here.
Yes, Nvidia and a daily chart. I think the next level on a daily chart, 102. I'd like to see that 102 and then potentially 97. I started buying some SOXL, which is this leverage ETF for semiconductors. I actually bought a little bit in the pre-market too. The average is 30. But this is really, I don't have much of a strategy on that. This is just deep buying. I want to buy the deep. See, I have 6,000 shares it. I might actually add more around if it goes lower. So be careful. Don't go all in on your life in there.
Yeah, this would be a longer term strategy, and it best to just leg in as opposed to trying to find a bottom, and know that you may or may not be hitting a bottom on your first buy, second buy. But
Hey guys, before we start, I have a personal announcement. Sorry. I need someone who does car insurance in the province of Alberta. Do we have anyone in the community that knows anyone who can do a car insurance in Alberta? Because I'm moving to Alberta and I'm actually going to buy a Lamborghini and I want to plate it in Alberta. If anyone knows anyone, I appreciate if you put me in touch or email me, andrew@bearabletraders.com. Yeah, so yeah, I'm moving to province of Alberta. Alberta is like Texas of US. The taxes are lower, so I'm actually moving to Alberta, and I need someone. And I'm going to buy a Lamborghini. Finally, I decided to do that. So I need someone to help me in that. Um, if anybody have anyone to know, because I want to get a special plate and everything, I really appreciate if you guys can do.
Have you
I know.
ever driven a Lamborghini, Andrew?
I know it's horrible. It's not a great
I was
drive.
going to say, within a month, you're going to hate driving it. So
I know.
if you
Well,
really
you don't really drive. You don't really drive. You don't really drive the Lamborghinis that much. So it's more like a social status class or something like that. This is the one that I want to buy. So look at the car. Look at the color. That's the only one that is available, and I like that. But I'm probably gonna wrap it to a different color, like gray or something like that. So it is on the screen. So I'm sharing my screen. So not in the YouTube, but it's on the screen. So yeah, I decided to buy it. Fuck it. Like, if Andrew Aziz doesn't have this Urus, then who won? I gotta have that. I'm flashy enough. I want to have a Lamborghini too. So when everybody hates me in Vancouver, like all my friends and everything is completely like, Dubai. Like, there's the last few social capital that I have. I want to kill it. No, but I like it. I like the car. I like the car, and I have a Range Rover. I want to really. I think. Okay. Shit. Sorry. Okay. All right. So you guys should be able to see my screen. Let's see what Nvidia is doing. So Excel is holding for now. AMD was also interesting. Yeah. Open. This is green. This is setting off. Like, looks like Nvidia wants to come up, huh? Tricky.
Yeah, maybe. I'm long Nvidia at 105.69.
I'm gonna get a small long on it for.
I don't know. I really don't know here.
Yeah.
Just
So I'm long at 105.50 with you.
kind of a flyer here. I am selling some here at 106.
And so Excel popped.
Tesla popped. Kind of thought that was, I kind of knew that was going to happen. Just the way it was trading going into the market. But I was watching Nvidia.
It's popping up.
AMD's not doing much.
Yeah, AMD's going down.
Feeling Nvidia's.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a stopped out on Nvidia, guys. It's a little bit, I think, too early on Nvidia. Should have stopped a little bit. So let's see.
I got out of most of it at over 106 there, so AMD is popping back up.
Yeah, AMD above VWAP might be interesting. SOXL is coming back up. I'm gonna get some SOXL long for day trade. So let's see.
I'm out of
Get some
Nvidia.
SOXL.
I'm out of Nvidia at 105.60, so a little bit of slippage on that
Long
last
two guys at 140. Gonna get some long AMD at 140. Also long SOXL. Long SOXL heavy size on day trade, setting at 29.38. Yeah, that's a very, very nice one. So I'm selling some more. I have a big size on SOXL for day trade. SOXL is the leverage ETFs of semiconductors. So what AMD is doing, I'm still long AMD.
I'll get long AMD with you at 140. See where it goes.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, beauty. Beauty.
We got a partial fill again on the ad, but let's see if we can go toward 141.
Yeah, just sold some at 140.62.
Also interesting.
Some of these stocks, yeah. Tesla's still going here.
I'm back long on Nvidia too, so I have 105.90. I have so many things on. I have all of my money sitting on these semiconductors. So I'm long Nvidia at 105.90. I am AMD at 140. So Excel doing. I'm also long as Excel. So my whole life essentially is on these semiconductors. Oh.
GitLab's moving up here.
Oh, my whole life depends on these semiconductors now. Yeah.
SPY is above pre-market high.
Yeah, SPY popped up.
Getting some buying.
It is a piece of garbage, guys, today. Stopped out again on Nvidia, guys. Yeah, it's a piece of garbage today.
Just got long some Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla is going up to 214.50. He's still garbage. Still long SOXL heavy size. Let's see if we can get to 30.
Tesla's my only position right now.
It dropped. Still in AMD. I haven't stopped out on AMD. Very, very super choppy and bad. It is getting destroyed.
What's going on with my book map? It doesn't have feed is stopped.
The AMD might come back up now. It might be the moment that AMD is going to pop up. Should I add on it? Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit on AMD here, 140.40. It's a horrible 5-minute candlestick. But let's see. So Excel is coming back to my break-even point. I'm getting out of my SOXL position, guys. Nvidia is getting destroyed.
Nvidia is dropping.
Yeah.
These are kind of rolling over a bit.
It's not fun. Not fun, man.
Is anybody else having trouble with their feed on Bookmap?
Bookmap?
Because mine's just frozen. Not getting anything. Oh, okay. Book crap.
All right, I'm getting a stop down on AMD too, guys. I got a stop down on AMD 139.50. Damn, loss. It's not fun anymore trading. Used to be fun. That
Okay, well, I'm out of Tesla, so it wasn't a bad trade. I did it with options. So, okay, well, I don't have the use of Bookmap anymore, apparently. Oh, okay, yeah, DX feed seems to have crashed.
Roll.
Oh, ASTS is dropping.
Yeah,
Yeah, Google's going up. UVXY is dropping, which is the ETF or ETN that tracks futures, volatility futures.
28. Yeah, it should have spiked yesterday, huh? Yeah, I spiked a lot.
Yeah, huge spike yesterday. I was watching that. I was watching that for a swing trade this week. Unfortunately, didn't trade it yesterday.
Tesla is interesting.
GitLab dropping. Yeah, Tesla still looks strong.
I'm going to get a long on Tesla 213.65, 213.50. Let's see if we can get the breakout toward the high of the day.
Yeah.
We did.
Shit.
Look at
That was a nice little
idea. Yeah. Let's see if we can get to 215. R4 is at 415. LTR. Nvidia is still going down, huh? No joke.
Yeah, Nvidia is still dropping. Surprising. Just trying to hold this.
I'm on Tesla, guys. I want to see if we can get to 215 on Tesla.
Trying to hold 104 on Nvidia.
215. Oh yeah, okay. AMD is coming back up too. I'm gonna get a long on AMD, guys. Back 140.40. Tesla big size. Let's say we're partial at 215. Come on.
Okay, I'm back long Nvidia at 105.20.
Yeah, I have a big size, guys, on AMD 140.40. It's gonna go for the breakup high of the day. Partialing some Tesla. Spy went green. I like that.
Yeah, Qs are starting to break out here.
Nvidia could also be potentially a long. Spy is green. Looks like the depth of the market is going down. Like AI is selling off, but everything else is holding. So that's good for the bull market. The depth of the market. Oh, there you go. 215 on Tesla, guys. Partialing. Finally, some green on my screen.
It's too bad I got out of those options. Okay, I'm selling some Nvidia at 106.15.
I added heavy on Nvidia, guys. Let's go to 107. I think Nvidia is now did an engulfing, bullish engulfing. Let's see. 5 minutes is a bullish engulfing. Let's see if you can break toward the high of the day.
Yeah, that was a nice engulfing candle. It really held 104 there. And this is where it's been having challenges right around this 106. Yeah. There's a seller here.
I like the 5 minutes. This candle squeeze was very nice. Let's see if you can get there. Tesla still up. How many shares are for Tesla? Not a lot. So let me partial some more on Tesla. 215.25. I'm very hopeful that Nvidia is going to go. I have a big size on Nvidia. There you go. So it's going to pop up. There you go. 650. Setting some more up here. Yeah, this looks like a very bullish engulfing crack. AMD hopefully is going to do the same. Mm-hmm. There you go. Now Nvidia is the way to go. There you go. Nice.
Sold some more 106.63 on Nvidia.
Yeah, I think I like to get to 107. This is super strong. Anything more on it? I'm going to add a little bit more on Nvidia. New average is 106. Let's see if we can get to 107. AMD also going up. AMD break this freaking R3. Oh, 1563, very nice. Partially more on Tesla, guys. 215, very nice trading. Now lots of green on my chart. Nvidia 5-minute chart is super bullish. Let's see if Nvidia can do another pop-up. Nvidia going in and out of this Nvidia, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Right now, I have a little bit too much of Nvidia. I don't like that much, especially that I'm also in AMD. I think a little bit more on Tesla. Let's see if Tesla can do another pop to 216. Oh, there you go. Nvidia popped up. Come on, Nvidia.
Yeah, looking for 107.
Yeah,
there's some level. Yeah, there's a level here. Just yesterday's low.
$7. Partially some here. I have a big size in Nvidia. I shouldn't have that many size. There you go. 17. Haha. 1720.
Come on, Nvidia.
There we go. Up there. I know this 5 minute is super bullish on Nvidia. This is one of my favorite pattern. This 5 minute engulfings at the open, not everything else, but in the first 15, 20 minutes, this is a really short squeeze. That's why I took like 20,000 shares of Nvidia.
It just covered some more through 107 there. Diddly doo, diddly doodly.
I might go green actually for the day. Yeah, the next is biggest day close. SOXL is also going up. AMD. The loss is back on Nvidia today.
Still got a buck to go. 108 is yesterday's close on Nvidia. It'll definitely have some struggles getting through there.
Users super strong. I like that. Come on, Nvidia, you can do another pop. I'm adding a little bit more on Nvidia, 107.16. Let's see if we can actually do another pop on it. The new average on Nvidia with 106.25. Or two Tesla, if we can get to 216. Nvidia is going up, guys. Very nice. Nvidia green, I think, would be something.
Yeah, like I said, watch that 108 level. That's going to be an area where there'll be some resistance.
108, yeah.
I'm going to sell some more here, 107.60.
Oh, Nvidia is going to go to 108. I'm not selling nothing. Come on. Wait a spy back green. Qs are not green yet. Yeah. Tesla is going to go to 216. I'm selling to Tesla too. I have 5,000 shares of Tesla. Selling Tesla here at 216. See if Nvidia is going to go to previous day close.
I had Tesla breaking out here. Nice. Damn. I wish I still had some of those options.
If, I had at one point my whole life and my mother's life on these semiconductors, SOXL and everything. I'm gonna get out of AMD, guys. Stop that on AMD. This piece of garbage AMD. I lost on it.
See,
Yeah, I lost
here's your rejection. Here's a rejection on Nvidia. Right at
I still hold
close to
NVIDIA. Pull back. I'm getting out and leaving more on Tesla. Tesla daily chart look like. Let's see. Yeah, potentially 220 is gonna go up today. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful on Tesla. Selling some more. NVIDIA. I think it's gonna go up. Yeah, this is my favorite pattern, NVIDIA. These 5-minute engulfings are favorite pattern. That's why I went very heavy on it. Especially if you can get a good entry, like this squeeze came up in the 1-minute candlestick, just above the VWAP. I fucking love it. That was nice.
Yeah, that was a nice engulfing candle.
Didn't go down. Huh? Just stopping out right there. But still going up. Well, for Tesla, it's going to go up to 220. Was that the daily chart that we're looking to that?
Yeah,
Yeah, yesterday
Tesla's got
220.
Tesla does have some big orders at 218, 219, and 220.
So it looks like it wants to go up.
Yeah, you're definitely on the level 2 is strong.
Hmm. It's trying to go green. So yeah, I'll be back in a second, guys. A quick bathroom break. I'll be back in a second.
All right. Well, I said PDC was previous day close on Nvidia was going to be the challenge to get through here. So let's see if it keeps moving. If it can just consolidate here and then challenge that level again, which it looks like it might do. 107.90 was high by the looks of it, and roughly 108 was the previous day close. So there you go. Always watch that level on your charts. You almost always get a reaction there. Oh, Qs are breaking out. Qs look like they've tried to get through previous day close as well. Pulled back, and now we're trying to get through there again. SPY has actually managed to go green. The Dow is green. AMD's looking like it's trying to break out here. Tesla still has some orders at 219 and 220. This means it just might go there. I restarted Bookmap, so Bookmap seems to be working again. Should share that screen.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm sorry. All right. right. So Bank of Canada dropped interest rates. They chickened out.
Oh, they
That was
did again, eh?
interesting. Yeah, they did again. They
Isn't
chickened
that
out.
that's the third? I think that's the
Third
third
one.
one,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. June, July. I think they started from June. Yeah. And they're gonna cut even more. It's enough, man. They put their you put your leg into people's mouth. Come on, it's enough, man. Cut the rates. Like
Hmm.
I have a friend who's a 40-year-old guy, engineer, project manager. He has to move in with his parents because he couldn't afford his mortgage. Like, what kind of economy is that?
That's harsh.
All right, so IWM is green, SPY is green, Dow Jones is green. The only thing that is lagging is QQQ. I have Nvidia and Tesla long. Let's see if Nvidia is gonna test actually the previous day closed before stopping me
Yeah.
out. It's kind of actually. AMD was very disappointing.
Yeah, AMD has been a bit of a dog's breakfast in terms of trading price action. It's just been really choppy. Nvidia has built some orders to the downside here, so just be careful.
All right, so we're gonna get the laptop very soon, guys. We need 700 likes for the laptop. And if Tesla goes up to 220, maybe we give us 2 laptops. I am pretty good on that front. Yeah,
Two
Nvidia is pretty
laptops,
nice.
2 laptops and a Lamborghini.
2 laptops and Lamborghini, guys. Oh,
Ooh, something
oh,
happened there.
I think there's
10
news
o'clock, we
coming at
had
10.
some,
Yeah.
yeah, there was definitely some news that came out at 10.
Oh, that was a big drop. What is it? That's some sort of a job data, I think.
It was job openings, job openings and factory orders.
Ah, look at that. That's a big drop. It's not cool. All right, so NVDA, I'm gonna get out of NVDA 2. I stop. Yeah, this is kind of a big drop. Okay, yeah, it's a lot of volume coming in. So I'm gonna get a stop down on NVIDIA, guys, because now it's my break-even point. Tesla is, I still have Tesla.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a very big drop. There's a lot of volume coming in. Was it that bad?
I don't know.
So what does Benzinga says? Click on Benzinga. I'll see what does the squawk says. How bad was it?
Well, Bostic is saying officials can't wait for inflation to hit 2% before cutting.
Oh, somebody said that?
That was Bostic.
You better shut up.
Yeah.
AMD, man, this AMD is unbelievable. This AMD is freaking unbelievable. Stop me 3 times at the bottom of the.
So the job openings was lower than expected. It was 7.6 million versus estimated or expected 8.1 million. So about a 0.5 million miss. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, I'm back long on AMD, guys. This AMD, freaking AMD, stopped me out 3 times right at the bottom. Like, unbelievable. Let's see. This AMD might be actually a good short to squeeze. Above 140.75, I might actually add more. Back long on Nvidia too, 106.67.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to a little bit with my 105.20
Wow, market bounce
entry.
back really.
And market did bounce back a bit. Kind of thought it would. Dow is still green.
Yeah, it just bounced back to drop.
Yeah. SPY is trying to get back into the green.
Oh, here we go, AMD, guys. Here we go, AMD. Adding a little bit more on it. Let's see, pops up. Five. Yes. Okay, Aggie, shut up. Come on, come on. Funny that these algos are having so much fun, huh? Just drop and pop.
Yeah. Crazy. All over the place.
AMD has been horrible. Look at this disgusting trading on AMD.
Yeah, AMD is not worth trading today.
Loss on AMD. It's today's on AMD. It's absolutely disgusting. Look at that. I think it kind of follows the market. Let's see what SPY is doing. See what Nvidia is doing.
Yeah, I'm out of Nvidia. I don't like the way it's trading right now.
Yeah, I don't like anything trading right now. Like market, it really has no direction. Only thing that is good is Tesla, which I'm probably gonna get stopped out. I mean, selling more on Tesla here and profit. The SPY kind of held the VWAP. That drop really got bought back up, so that's interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of now the market's trying to figure out if bad news is bad news or bad news is good news. Certainly, the job opening drop is sort of bolsters the Fed's argument to cut rates. So
Recession or no recession?
Yeah, it's either going to be 25 or 50.
I think there's 37% chance right now. The bond traders are saying that it's going to be 50.
Yeah, it's about 2/3, 1/3.
Let's see what Nvidia is doing. Okay, market is popping up.
Nice
SPY.
pop.
Yeah, let's see if Nvidia is going to go to previous day close or not. So here we go, Nvidia. Check it out of my
120, 107, I should say.
Yeah, 108 is the previous day close. I want to get there. Maybe I add about 107.60 if you can get through this level. Freaking AMD also. I'm so long AMD, but I really need to get out of this piece of garbage. AMD 141. Looks like SPY is back to the high of the day, so maybe Nvidia is going to move up too. AMD eventually has to go up. It can't just trade like this forever. Didn't go down.
So far, AMD is having a kind of an inside day on after this big down candle yesterday.
Right, so Nvidia is going up. Come on, I'm going to add a little bit more on Nvidia here, 107.31. Let's see if we can get to the previous day close. AMD piece of garbage going up too. All right, partialing on AMD as well, 141.22. Finally, some green on this AMD garbage. All right, there you go, Nvidia, guys. I have a big size on Nvidia. Let's see if we can get to 108. Qs are going to go green, hopefully.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Oh, AMD finally is moving up. After
finally breaking out.
Trades. Oh, there you go. 108. Pop more. 108. Nice. Oh, thank God.
Got through yesterday's close. Nvidia's gone green.
Green. Oh, finally, this piece of garbage AMD. I was down on AMD really bad. Now I'm slowly recovering that. Nvidia, what's the level on Nvidia? Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know where Nvidia is going to go up. Where do you think we're going to go? Judy, you're not trading on DAS? I thought you were trading on DAS.
I'm long Tesla again, just on this breakout here. And options.
It's Tesla. I still have Tesla, selling some at 218.85. He is holding nicely. AMD, I should get out of it, honestly, to this. I think I'm accepting that loss on this AMD today. Nvidia was nice. And my SOXL is profitable. Nice. A pretty nice trade on SOXL today at the open, and then
yeah, all the semis are green. Wow, that was quite the move on Nvidia after that sell-off. Nvidia's got orders at 108.50, 109.
What's the YouTube guys doing? You want laptop? You got to give us 800 likes. Yeah, I'm going to get out of AMD, guys, completely. I accept the loss on AMD. I made some of the losses back, but I'm red. The only positions that I have is 500 shares of Tesla, and I have Nvidia. Let's go. Apple is hitting a scanner. Apple's setting off. From all the things Apple is setting off. Why? Did they release the iPhone 16 or no? Not yet.
No,
Yeah,
that's
they
on
have.
that's on September 8th. September 8th, I think, is the date.
September
Or at least
8th.
that's when they're having their.
So, guys, you can see my screen. AMD had turned out to be super garbage. Like I got to stop that once, twice. My screen, guys. I'm doing a recap, and then the last one was super bad. It's dropped right. I got to stop that right at the bottom. Eventually, when it popped up, I came back up and I sold some, but I still am $6,000 negative on it. AMD turned out to be super nice. I should wait for 5 minutes, actually. At this 5 minutes candlestick, this 5 minute engulfing is my favorite strategy, really. That turned out to be nice. And Tesla, of course, Tesla was very, very clean trading. All right. So, Brian, how's your trading day?
Good. It was better than yesterday, for
Yeah,
sure.
yesterday I had a big loss. I'm adding a little bit more on Nvidia. Bring the average to 107. I'm going to add a little bit to, let's see if I get a stop that or no. We get another pop. Wow, what was that? That was.
I don't know. Just seems to be struggling again at the previous day close here, 108.
Well, that was a bad print.
Yeah, there was some weird print there.
So you got it too on. It's not
Leggy.
only my desk. All right. So I added guys on Nvidia. Let's see.
Some leggy candle for sure. IWM just went green. What do you know? What are the bonds doing? Bonds, TLT, 20-year bond is up. Yep. Dollars
down. I got some VCLT. Started buying some VCLT.
Yeah, I have a lot of VCLT as well. Somebody was making a point, and I kind of wasn't sure. I thought it might have made sense, was that the long bonds have come down, and so is the short end of the curve, the yields. But they're saying they're probably all the drop in the bonds on the long end are probably done. It's the short end that's going to drop. So maybe stuff like
So
TLT is kind
should
of
you buy
finishing
TLT?
up.
No, finish
Mhm.
going up, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, finished going up. Like the long end is kind of finished. We're gonna uninvert the curve, which means the 2 year is going to drop, but the 10 year is going to probably stay around here. I don't know. See what's going on with the 2 year. 2 year bond is 879 Treasury, and it's or 379, I should say, and 10 year is 379. So they're basically flat now.
Yeah, I think from now on, I'm gonna buy bonds because like I have about $7 million VOO, and now from now on, I'm just gonna start adding bonds so get some income because I'm gonna retire soon.
No, I have lots of bonds in my portfolio now just because I knew interest rates were coming down. Bond prices would be going up. But now I'm thinking maybe I should sell some of these because I'm up so
But
much on them.
you don't need the income coming in?
Well, that's
No,
true.
probably not.
Well, I
No,
got to have that
that's the
investment.
thing. Like people who are retired, they have more bonds in there. They need coupons coming. The people who need growth, they go stay more in equity. But eventually, I'm gonna get it to 60-40, like 60% equity, 40% bonds. But probably in the next 2 years, I'm just keep adding bonds on my portfolio. And in terms of a crisis, if something happens, the stocks drop, bonds usually rally. So
Yeah, I mean, you got to have it invested. Can't be sitting in cash.
it's better than cash, I think.
Yeah,
Although cash is also a position. Like in this drop, I
well,
had a lot
cash
of
is a
cash.
position.
In this SOXL, one of the reasons I'm actually going to buy Lamborghini is in the August, in this drop, I had a lot of cash sitting on my small account, and I bought at 26 and I sold it at 40. Like essentially, I made the Lamborghini just in that one trade on SOXL. And I said, well, I might as well just get my Lamborghini that I always dreamed of.
I can get you. I can get you an insurance guy in Alberta. My friend in.
So my
My
buddy
friend
Nathan, he was
in.
always buying me these Lamborghinis because he knew I like Lamborghinis. So he was always giving me
Renting.
these small Lamborghinis. You see, guys?
Huh?
So I'd like to. That's the car that I want to buy. I always like that. It's a horrible drive too, but I said, oh, I might as well get it for 2 years. YOLO, exactly, Cindy. YOLO. I'm not flashy enough, and now I want to have a Lamborghini. Like, all of my friends hate me in Vancouver. Like I'm feeling so isolated, and nobody likes me in Vancouver. I'm always, how
What?
flashy I am and social media and stuff. Now the Lamborghini.
So are you going to let me drive your car when you're out of town?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna go get it today at 1:30 if you want to come with me.
Shit, I can't. Got to look after my granddaughter. Are you getting it in Vancouver? Oh, you were getting it in
Yeah.
Alberta.
No, I'm getting it in Vancouver.
Huh. Okay, well, I still have a position in Tesla, but it's not looking
Yeah, I'm
very
still
great right
long on
now.
Tesla too. Yeah, Nvidia got to get out of it. This looks like it's not going to go any higher. So I'm getting out of my Nvidia, guys. It was turned out to be a super.
Nvidia came down. There were some orders to fill there at 107, which they filled. Still an order sitting at 108.50.
Chimera. What is Chimera? No, these are sport cars or supercars. I don't like them like the race ones. The style of North America is SUV. You gotta have SUV. If I live in Dubai, maybe I get, Chimera or other sports car. But North America, you gotta have a SUV. No, no laptop drawing. Laptop drawing is gonna be soon. So guys, I have no other position. So this is my open position right now. You can see on my screen. So I have only 500 shares of left on Tesla. I have 6,000 shares of SOXL. I have 2,000 shares of VCLT. And I have VOO. So it turned out to be a profitable day for me. Nvidia and SOXL and Tesla, they were all good. Just holding it and see how it's gonna do. But yesterday I had a big loss, so I think this week, these 2 days, I'm still red. So it's not that we're not showing the losses.
Tesla's looking good now. We're coming back up. I knew I was going to come back up. Tried to stop me out, but I said no, I'm not going to do it. Big orders at 219 and 220 on Tesla.
Yeah, 220 is. I think eventually I'd like to get it to 220. It's yesterday high.
Hey, Andrew and Brian. Just want to remind our YouTube folks, we're going to have Lenny on after this, and he's going to talk about how to use the information you gain in the pre-market to make your trades. So right after the laptop draw, we're going to bring Lenny on for a little talk.
All right.
Yeah, so we actually do that. We're gonna give the likes too, guys. So you have to like the video if you want to be part of the laptop draw. So guys, like it. Last chance for the laptop draw. Lenny's also great. He's a really, really great trader. He's one of our team captains in Peak Capital. We started the boot camp yesterday, guys. This is going to be one of our best boot camps. And Lenny is one of the team captains. I've got so many great feedbacks on Lenny's mentorship. And he also has, I think, a few courses in Trading Terminal. I think for a couple of $100 if you want to go with him. Perfect. So let's see. We give a laptop to our buddies. Sorry, last week I couldn't do it because I was in Burning Man, and it was so fun, Burning Man. So we're gonna do the YouTube peak. Guys, last time you gotta like the video. If you're not liking the video, you're not part of the draw. I'm telling you multiple times. If you are hearing,
we did get to 800 likes.
Not enough. We want 1,000 likes. We want
just at 850 likes right now. Oh, but they're pumping it.
Pumping it. All right, ready? Last. Oh shit! Tesla's going.
Go Tesla. Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla, I'm gonna add even more on Tesla. Let's see if we can go there. Where are we with YouTube? 874. Right. So let's get that. Do you have me, Brent?
Yep, we're all good.
We're good. All right. So
I'm just I'm selling some calls here.
Starts.
Win a house, win a car.
Win a car, win a laptop. Come on, what else do I want? 1 million subscriber. We're gonna get shit. Tesla is Getting out of Tesla.
Diddly diddly. Here we go.
Getting out of Tesla, guys.
3, 2, 1.
Elena Solsky. Do we have Elena Solsky?
All right.
It's Mrs. Elena. I guess assume it is. Because you have to like the videos. You have to like the videos.
Oh, there she is. She's in chat.
Nice.
Awesome.
She says thank you, and you're welcome.
Of course. Hopefully you're somewhere. Okay, so
Really
now
lucky.
Lambo giveaway.
Yeah.
Lambo giveaway.
Can I participate in that?
Now that you have my screen, let me show you what happened today. So this is so for the YouTube folks, the only position that I have right now is SOXL and VCLT. So it's a little bit blurry. So I'm going to hold the VCLT and VO for long term. SOXL is kind of a swing. So I kind of bought the deep on these. SOXL is way more volatile than TNA or TQQ because this sector is pretty volatile right now. And in terms of trading this is my close P&L. I had a loss on AMD. I kind of recovered the loss on AMD a little bit. Nvidia, SOXL, and Tesla was nice. A little bit tricky today, really on AMD especially. I had these losses a couple of times. And Tesla, I got it stopped out, but I think it's going to go to 220, unfortunately. Tesla, yeah. I mean, I added, and I for some reason, I got it stop out during the draw. So now it looks like it's going to go to 220. I hope Brian still has it. So, guys, if you want to join us, so we start the Peak Capital Bootcamp, guys. Bootcamp is coming also with a $50,000 funded account. The best traders that we have in 20 days right now in the funded account is up for $15,000. Hopefully, he hasn't blown up today. So it's amazing. Like by paying $1,000, you can actually book $15,000. So I think it's the best way for the new traders. They want to get into real trading without really risking their real money. So I highly recommend, guys, before starting your new account, especially if you have a small account, go through this program, test yourself in the real environment. And there are consequences. There is, if you drop below $9,500 in buying power, you're going to get disqualified for the funded. You can still continue, but some people email me and say, hey, you guys are, this is, bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But, it got to be some consequences. If I reset you every time, and what's the difference between a simulator? I want this to be a little bit different. And call me whatever you want.
20.
Yeah,
220.
I see it. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I just want to mention that, because there has to be consequences in the funded trading account. It's the whole point that you got to look at that P&L. You got to sweat on it. You have to add the performance anxiety because that's the real trading is. So I highly recommend for the new traders, go through this program at least once and test yourself. And if you couldn't make any money out of this, don't even bother trading. Because if you make money in simulator, there's no guarantee in a live account. But even if you can't make money in the simulator or even a funded training account, which is lower risk for you, then forget about opening an account. Just maybe dump your money in some index funds and stay away from buying this Nvidia and stock picking. Please, I beg you, stop stock picking for investment. A lot of people say, like, oh, I read this about, I really believe in this and believe in that. Yeah, well, yeah, you were the first person, you figured it out. The Wall Street has, done a lot of these things and stuff. Just put your money on the index fund like VOO and stay away from leverage products, especially 3 times. The 2 is okay, but 3 is crazy. And just forget the password. But if you really want to learn the skill, go through this funded account. Anyways, so the bootcamp we started. And if you want, guys, on YouTube, you want to join us, you can join us for $1. Sign up for $1, see the chat room, see the community, to watch some of our basic. We have 17 strategies that in our community we're trading. Different names are short videos that get you the, like, for example, what is rising level, what is 920, what is, for example, R4 to R3 short that Thor does, that kind of thing. So you go through that, so you get some basic understanding. So Lenny, looking forward to have Benny right now on YouTube Live. So I'm staying in the chat room, guys.
All right. See you, everybody. Hope you had a good morning on YouTube there. And Elena, congrats on the laptop.
Okay. Lenny, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you very much.
On YouTube here. So you're going to talk about pre-market preparation of sorry, long day. Pre-market preparation of selecting stocks in play. That's a tongue twister right there for me. But anyways, oh yeah, you got your screen. Perfect. Okay, I'll let you do your thing.
All right, awesome. So everything is, you can see me well, you can see my screen well. Everything is fine?
Everything looks great.
Awesome, okay. Well, I think, first of all, selecting the right stocks in play is very important. You're only as good as how Andrew Assis shares it in his book. You're only as good as the stocks that you're trading. We're looking for nice volatility. We're looking for price action that makes nice moves, but also for price action that is trustworthy. Price strong looking candles followed by a strong looking pullback, then actually also making the move. So we're looking for basically for two things, for volatility and for volume. That is the art of finding stocks in play. Of course, this year it seemed that the only thing we had to do for finding stocks in play was looking at Tesla and Nvidia. Tesla and Nvidia all year long were trading absolutely great. But I think these were exceptions. We're looking at the big tech names. You can see on my screen to the left, you see above, you see the indexes, and below you see the big tech names. Definitely the best trading stocks of this year from the big tech names were Tesla and Nvidia. But I think, and if you follow my watch list on YouTube and in the chat room, I often trade stocks that are not on other people their watch list, and then I'm looking for stocks with a lot of volume and volatility. And I think it's really an art to finding these stocks, because we cannot just trade any type of any stock and then expect nice volatility and nice volume and nice clean price action, because that's in the end what we're looking for: the volume, the volatility, and the clean price action. So unless you've selected this year Tesla and Nvidia, I think it's very important to really study and really getting skilled in finding and selecting the right stocks in play. So yeah, that is what I wanted to share a little bit more about today, about how to select the right stocks in play in the pre-market preparation. And then we're also going to take a look at the stocks that I selected today for trading the open. So basically what we're doing is in the pre-market preparation, while we're preparing for the open, we're selecting stocks that we expect to have good volatility and trustworthy price action. So a lot of transaction, a lot of volume. And then my style is to really read the price action candle for candle in order to make trades. And actually, today I traded Tesla. I only traded one stock today. I traveled yesterday. I came from Europe back to where I live, South America, and I had a long flight yesterday. So I decided, because I'm still a little bit jet lagging, not to take a lot of trades. But I only took Tesla, and Tesla was very strong. But later, let's take a look at the stock Tesla that I traded today, and let's take a look at my watch list, because let's discuss a little bit what is important when looking for stocks in play. I think it's very important that if you're looking for volatility, you want to see already volatility. I think the best predictor for certain behavior is that same behavior in the past. So if we're looking for stocks that might going to move during the day, I want to already see a certain move in the pre-market. And the best way for me to quantify it is to look among different things at a gap on the daily chart. So on my bottom chart, we see the daily chart. Each candle represents a day. And I'm really looking for a gap up or a gap down. And preferable, I'm looking for a gap up or a gap down from a range. What is a range? A range, the price action moving sideways. The price action gapping up, it indicates it's a first sign of volatility, and that could indicate more volatility or, of course, a gap down. So that's the first thing, looking for a nice gap. The second thing I'm looking for is volume. Preferable, I want to see an increased amount of transactions, because again, if we see an increased amount of transactions or volume, that's the best predictor for more transactions and more volume after the open. And if there's a lot of volume, it means that actually the price action is more trustworthy than if we see like a strong candle up, another candle up, another candle up, we see a nice pullback and we see another move up, that it actually is meaningful and that we can perhaps predict another move with it. So we're looking for a gap, we're looking for increased volume. And also in the pre-market, I would like to see a certain direction. If the price action moves one way, for example, it moves up. If the market opens, and there's actually it's more nuanced, there's more factors to consider, and therefore I recommend you to take a look at all the content on Imbearable Traders. But if there's a lot of directionality, the price action after the market opens as a nice starting point to or continue its move or trade backwards. So basically, we're looking for a gap on the daily chart, preferable for my whole range. Then we're looking for increased volume, and then we're looking for certain directionality in the pre-market, or of course other solid clues in the pre-market. Fourth thing, what's really for me is really important in finding stocks in place, having a catalyst. A catalyst is a news event that could shake up things, could shake up things for participants who are invested in the long term in the stock. For example, if there's news coming out that could attract buyers or that could attract sellers who are positioned in a certain way based on the expectation of the future. So basically a news event that could stir things up. So we're looking for, and before we're going to look at the stocks that I selected today, we're looking for a gap up or a gap down from a range. We're looking for elevated volume. We're looking for directionality in the pre-market or certain clues in the pre-market price action. And then also we're looking for preferable for a catalyst. So basically here on the left side, you can see my watch list. I'm not sure if you can see it. I hope so. On the top, you see the tech names. So you see the indexes, then we see the tech names, and below here we see my watch list. I had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stocks on my watch list. Some were potentials. I was not really sure if they're going to be in play, but they had potential to be in play. First, I had Tesla. That was also the stock that I traded today. Tesla was not, they didn't really seem to be specifically in play today. However, Tesla has been trading really, really great all year long already. It has been really a pleasure trading Tesla, so I had Tesla on my watch list. And you can see Tesla here. You can see on the daily chart there was no gap. The price action was just moving sideways. However, Tesla can make a really give clear signals and make really big moves. So first of all, let's take a look at my trade in Tesla. What did I see? I saw elevated volume in the pre-market. Tesla almost elevated volume in the pre-market, but today as well. I noted that the pre-market closed strong. The pre-market closed at the high of the pre-market. That's a strong sign. First candle was strong, second candle was strong, and meanwhile, the Qs and the SPY were not as strong as Tesla, but Tesla was stronger. And the third candle was, in my opinion, a very strong candle. It came down, came up, closed at the high. So I took it for a long with a tight stop loss, took a partial, got out. And then later, and the topic of what I'm sharing now is actually finding stocks in play, but now we're also taking a little bit of a look at the Tesla trade. So we see the move up. I took a quick partial, got out, break even, and here I noticed bottoming. I saw decreasing volume, and I was looking to get in here for after some confirmation. However, my entry was too late, and I noticed that Andrew actually bought a lot of shares here. Perhaps like his buying power was the reason I got a late entry. I'm not sure about that, but So my entry was a little bit late, so I got out at break even or for a small profit because I didn't like my entry. I think it's very important if you can get entry to have a good risk to reward. And if I enter here with my stop loss below it, the risk to reward is not that great, so I got out. Anyway, Tesla made a very good move and gave interesting signals. But to go back to the topic of finding stocks in play, I selected Tesla because it's basically always in play this year together with Nvidia. But what else did I have on my watch list? So we're looking for a gap, we're looking for elevated volume, we're looking for the pre-market price action or certain signals from the pre-market. In this case, for example, the closing of the high in Tesla, and we're looking for a potential catalyst. For example, I had AMD. I had AMD in my watch list. This was actually not the best example because the reason why I had AMD in my watch list was the only tech name who was actually in the profit, so it was trading very independent from the market. But a better example, I think, was Intel. So I had Intel on my watch list this morning. What did we see in the pre-market? In the pre-market, we noticed that the price action had clear directionality.
Lenny, why?
Yes.
Just to, because we don't have too long for this, I just want to open up to chat. If you have any questions for Lenny, start asking them now, and I'll relate them to Lenny. But I have a quick question about your watch list. I always notice that
Yes.
you have the longest watch list usually out of all the other mods. Do you find that
Correct.
better for you that you have those options and that you're kind of trying to navigate between one or two of them, or do you keep an eye on them all day?
Yeah, so it's a good question. When I started trading, I as a trader, I think it's very important to develop your own style. We're taking bits and pieces from other traders. They were developing their own style. My style of trading, I really developed around finding stocks in play with a lot of volume, a lot of volatility, and then reading the price action candle for candle. And in the way I developed my style, I also developed a process of finding stocks in play, selecting stocks in play, and yeah, I always end up with a list that's a little bit different than other traders, other moderators. But I usually what I do in the market opens, I scroll between them, and then I filter. If I see, for example, if I got a certain bias on it to the long side, and I see the price action is really weak, then I know for the next upcoming minutes I don't have to look at it anymore. So then I start to look at my other stocks on my watch list. So I scroll very quickly. And if I see, for example, a stock is not a market opens and the stock is not in play at all, then I do not look at it anymore for the next couple of minutes. So basically, I start with a white list and then I filter and narrow it down.
Great. I'm starting to get some questions in from YouTube, so I'll ask you them. I think it's some very good questions so
Yeah,
far.
the thing is, like the topic that I discussed, of course, it's very broad, and
Yeah.
I made also a full webinar about it, and there's like so much to discuss about it. So therefore, we think we
Oh,
run out
yeah.
a little bit out of time.
We won't be able to discuss the full webinar, right? If you are interested in
No.
learning more, join our Bear Bulb Traders membership at our website. That's where
Yes.
you host your webinar. I'll let you plug that at the end for people if they want to learn more. But let's get to a few questions.
Yes, and also I have a complete course on opening range break trading, and also I think at least a third of the course is dedicated to the pre-market selection process.
Yeah, it would be totally worth it for a lot of these people. But here, for question one. Okay. How many stocks would you typically add to your watch list? Do you narrow as it's hard to watch bar for bar on multiple stocks closely?
Yeah, I what I do is I narrow down, like, so I start with a broader watch list and then I narrow down quickly. And also when I have my watch list, I know certain stocks I do not want to trade within the first 5 minutes. Some stocks I know I only want to trade after a lot more confirmation, and some stocks I know I could potentially trade them within 2 or 3 minutes. So I also focus on the stocks that I might trade quickly after the open, and stocks that I might trade only later after the open, I do not look at for the first 1 or 2 minutes. So I got also like a process to narrow down quickly.
Great. Next question. What kind of volatility do you look at? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm looking for volatility
Yeah, the
that
question
is
is
not.
what kind of
Yeah.
volatility? I guess like I'll try to paraphrase or rephrase this. What volatility? Sorry. Um, what kind of indicators do you use to determine uh, what volatility is might be a good trade for you that day?
Okay, that's a good question. I like volatility that is clean in a certain direction. I think if the price action is really going into a certain direction, the candles are smaller and also the pullbacks are smaller. So the waves, the waves of the move are not as big. So I'm looking for a clean directionality and not directionality that goes up and then goes very down very deeply and then goes up very up and then that moves in with big waves up and down. Because if something goes up and then it moves down with a very big wave, I'm not still not sure if it's strong or weak. But if something is moving up with slow, small pullbacks, small waves, small candles, low volatility is often also like an indicator of continuation. Um, I find that more interesting. So to answer the question, I like low variance volatility in a with directionality.
Great. Next one. What do the green red background in your watch list? It's I'll have to paraphrase this again. Its data helps you with your entry decision. So I guess yeah. How does what in your watch list kind of highlights to you like, oh, this is going to be a good entry?
Yeah, the watch list does not indicate to me that the price action indicates it to me. So in the pre-market, I set a watch list based on the factors I discussed, and then if the market opens, I'm gonna read the price action candle for candle.
Okay. I hope I got
So
your
so that
yeah.
yeah,
I hope that answers your question, Abram. I hope that's what you're trying to get at.
I also hope
Aaron,
that I understood the question
yeah,
well.
I think I might be phrasing it wrong, but let's move on. One more. Do you weigh volume over price before pulling out of a security?
If I weigh volume over price, I think both are important. I think it's about the interaction. Uh, yes, for me, it's about the interaction between volume and price. High volume in combination with certain price action indicates something, could indicate something, and so basically the volume in yeah, there are many ways of applying volume and price analysis, but yeah, so it's about the interactions, about the combination. I don't think I can give like a very simplified answer to it.
Okay, so um, I think we can wrap it up there. I think that was
Okay.
great. As you said, Lenny, you have so much to talk about. So, where could our YouTube audience find you if they want to learn more?
Well, they can always send me a mail, lenny at pcapitaltrading.com. They could also, of course, join the P Capital bootcamp. I'm one of the team leads in the bootcamp. Um, and yeah, I have webinars on Beable Traders and regular. I share my knowledge and experience in true webinars on Beable Traders.
Amazing.
And of course, I got a complete course on tradingterminal.com. Tradingterminal.com has different courses, and I made a complete and full course on opening range break trading. And 1/3 of the material is focused on the pre-market price action, because you can imagine if you trade directly after the open, which is or opening range break trading, we need to really read and understand the pre-market price action, because that's like a big part of the information that is given to us that we use to trade directly after the open. So I definitely recommend to check out that course on tradingterminal.com.
Great. Okay, thank you, everyone. Carlos should be back tomorrow for these segments. But hopefully you join us tomorrow morning, same time. Lenny, I'll let you
Yes.
say goodbye to our YouTube audience.
Awesome. No, it was a pleasure. I hope you learned something from it. I think it's very interesting that all the traders need to develop their own style, and yeah, I hope you could pick something up from me. Trade careful, and we see each other next time. Bye bye.